If you woke up this morning thinking, where is my 100 Days of Tai Chi video, and didn't find it, part of me is really happy about that because it means that you're following along and you're really getting a lot out of the series. But another part of me is really bothered by the fact that it's Saturday afternoon and I still haven't posted the Saturday video yet. So I wanted to say, first of all, I'm sorry it's late, but also to kind of give you a behind the scenes look at what's going on and explain something about the process of making these videos. So, hi everybody, it's David-Dorian Ross. Welcome to the behind the scenes in the Cherry Blossom Studios. Today is day 20 of 100 Days of Tai Chi. And in just a moment, I'm going to turn the camera around so that we will have a lesson today, although it's going to be a short lesson. But I also want to talk a little bit about the process that this 100 Days of Tai Chi has helped me get more educated about the process of making videos for YouTube. All that's coming up right after this. So this is what it looks like. This is the other half of the Cherry Blossom Studios. This is my workbench back there with my monitor that I can often watch and see how it's looking on screen. The computer's on the other side of that, the sound system, the lighting. This is where it all happens. This is the other side. You've seen what the Cherry Blossom portion looks like. It's about, 10 by 10, 12 by 12, something like that. It looks bigger on camera, I know, but it's just a perfect space for me to teach most of my lessons. So I started doing the 100 Days of Tai Chi project by listening to my intuition. I was really searching for a project to work on. I felt the call to doing something with video that was teaching and sharing. And then I got a request by somebody on the channel who said, I'd really love to, see some more videos of this nature. Do you have anything on the long form? And I realized I'd just never done a video or a DVD or anything on the long form. And that's it. I could feel it in my center. I could feel it in my gut that was the project I've been looking for. And so that's what started the 100 Days project. And I just jumped in with both feet with really no real planning. And for the last almost 3 weeks, we've been doing day by day another video, which in one sense is easy for me because I love teaching and I have all this experience, all this stuff in my head, and I love bringing it out and sharing it with you. But 100 days of Tai Chi videos, that's a lot. And I confess that I wasn't really thinking ahead in terms of the strategic planning of a production process. And so today I woke up thinking I really want to begin being better prepared, giving you more, I think a little bit more thoughtful series of videos and a little bit more depth of information. I confess that some of the episodes we've done so far I felt kind of rushed and not completely 100% satisfied at the end of the video. I think I could have done a better job. And so today I've been sitting down and it's already mid-afternoon and I'm going to get this episode out late, but what I've been doing is planning ahead some of the details that I want to put into the lessons, some of the questions of the day. And you guys have been so amazing and so awesome with your comments and questions, and I'm really taking them to heart, and I want to bring them out into the episodes and use them as ways of knowing the kinds of things to share with you. So I really appreciate that. And I want to be more planned ahead about doing that. So let's see if in the coming week that works. Over the rest of this weekend, I'm going to be filming in advance so that we can edit a little bit more thoughtfully in the coming days and see if that will create a better video series. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you because I feel power in being transparent and being authentic. Sometimes I've said this to my students, the way to really step forward into a powerful place is to speak an uncomfortable truth. Sometimes you can feel something that you want to say stuck in your throat, and there's an uncomfortable truth in there that you sometimes don't want to say. So here I am, I'm late today. The video hasn't come out yet. I haven't really made a promise that it would come out in a certain time, but I've been posting them pretty regularly at 6 a.m. West Coast time, almost every day, and today it's already in the afternoon. And that was an uncomfortable thing in my throat that I wanted to say. So thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging in there. Those of you maybe new and seeing this video as the first one in the series, stick around because it's only going to get better. Now, how about a lesson? Well, voila, here we are back in the Cherry Blossom Studios that you recognize. Today's lesson, today's movement of the day, which by the way is movement number 24, is crane spreads wings. So this is another repeat of the movement. So it's a good one for a day like today. Watch me one time and then we'll break this down. I know you've done it once before, but maybe I can show you a couple little details, a couple little nuances. So we begin in the position of raise hands. It's so easy. It's so nice to have a kind of a one-step movement here. Let's talk a little bit about the footwork. And I'm going to do this footwork first showing you the regular way, then I'm going to do it again, and I'll flip the screen so that you can see it in mirror image and you can follow me along. All right, so I'm in a position where I'm in an empty step, which again means that the front foot here has no weight on it. Now, by the way, both knees in the empty step are bent, right? I'll turn a little bit so you can see there's a bend in the back leg as I'm sitting on it. But there's also a bit of a bend in the front knee here because it's a soft leg, but there's no weight on this front foot. The heel is just very lightly touching the ground. The toes are not really lifted, not really pulling up. They're relaxed. They're just kind of limp there. They're almost in a natural forward step. It's just that you haven't really shifted all the weight onto the flat of the foot. So it looks like there's a little space between the toes and the floor. So there's your empty step, right? From there, what we're going to do is angle that right toe in and shift the weight onto that foot. Now, how far do those toes angle in? From pointing straight ahead, they angle in 45 degrees and then shift onto that. Sometimes I've seen teachers teach the same form in two ways. You can actually pick this foot up and set it down again, turning that foot in, but you don't need to. You can simply pivot on the heel, turning that foot in 45 degrees, then shift the weight all the way over here to the right foot. Now that right foot, as it turns in, gets bent a little bit because it's going to be another empty step. You're going to put this foot in front, and this time it's an empty step with the ball of the foot down rather than the heel down, but it's still an empty step here, right? Both knees are bent, toe is softly laying on the ground. And that's the basic footwork here. From an empty step on the heel, turn in, empty step on the ball of the foot. Now this is a left hand turn 90 degrees. So that's the next thing, is that the body is really turning here. As I turn this foot in, I begin to angle my body so that when I shift the weight onto the right foot, I'm leaning forward with the shoulder. Now this is a moment when we're implying a kind of a Tai Chi technique known as the shoulder stroke or the shoulder bash. You might say it's a heavy kind of movement where the shoulder is really being used as almost a battering ram. But we don't do it big and overt in Yang style, particularly the more modern version, the more evolved version of Yang style. But it's there, it's just sort of hidden. So I lean in with this shoulder, but then settle into a straight up and down posture as I finish the step. And I have completed a full 90-degree turn to the left. All right? Now, what do the hands do? So the hands start out in the raised hands position, and then both hands turn. The right hand here, the top hand turns palm down, the left hand rotates palm up, and then they both drop and pull, pulling down. Now they go together as they pull down, but once they reach about hip level, they separate. And the left hand that was on the bottom now circles around on top. Be careful, don't let your shoulder get into that action here. So the elbow really sort of keeps drop down as you loop this one around into the on top position. And on top of what? On top of a big round holding the ball position. Therefore, the right hand has pulled down, and while the left hand's looping around, it's going to scoop under to make that hold the ball, right? They both pull down, left hand around, right hand on the bottom, right? By this time, we're facing this direction, facing towards the left-hand turn, and the right hand pulls up. Now, this should look familiar because this is that ward-off position. And so I'm literally like expanding out in front, lifting higher and higher and higher. As it passes my face, here, the palm begins to rotate out. So it's catching and spiraling, turning, twisting palm out, and rises up just above my temple here, palm out position, still rounded like ward off, right? So it's coming from the bottom, warding off up, rotating out. The left hand that was on top pulls down. So while this one's going up, this one's coming down. They're sort of changing positions, like two escalators passing, right? And so this one's pulling down, 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 and comes to a position down by the hip, palm down, fingertips pointing forward, right? All right, let me do that one more time all together, and then I'm going to flip the screen and do it one more time. So here I am in raise hands, right? I'm going to turn that foot, angle here, lifting, crane spreads wings. Beautiful. All right, now let me do that one more time, and I'm going to flip the screen so that now you should be able to see it in mirror image. You follow along with your right foot in front for raise hand. See, we start here in this raise hands position. The two hands change, they begin to pull down, and as they pull down, you turn that foot in. There's your hold the ball, step up, and crane spreads wings. Beautiful. And there's our lesson for the day. Back to normal view. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for what, you might ask? Well, thank you for being a part of the group that's watching these lessons. Thank you for all the inspiration that you give to me to make the lessons better and better. And as I said, there's no question of the day today in this lesson, but I did want to say that I'm looking at your questions. I'm trying to answer them as you ask them, in the reply portion of every video, but also sort of gathering some of the great questions to use as part of the question of the day for the video lessons. So please, if you have questions, comments, curiosity, for example, here's some of the question of the day that was coming up. We're going to talk about the differences between movements that look similar. Like, what's the difference between raise hands and play pipa? What's the difference between slanting, diagonal flying, and a movement we haven't done in this series yet, but which many of you know, called parting the horse's mane. And there may be some others that come along, and if you have questions about, oh, they look so similar, what's the difference between them? We'll love to hear those questions, and we'll cover those. So that's coming up. Also, some more questions about the history and the philosophy of Tai Chi, some of the folklore, and some of the things about the energies that are involved in the practice of Tai Chi. So all that's coming up as part of the conclusions and questions of the day. Anything else that you might want to ask, please do. And anything that you notice about the videos that you might suggest would make them better, I'd love to hear about it. So please write that in the comments below. I really appreciate that. If you have not subscribed to this channel, now is a good time to do that. I know a bunch of people just came in this weekend to subscribe. I really appreciate that. Some of you may be watching the videos, but you haven't subscribed yet, so hit that button right there. And of course, hit the share button. Let somebody else know about these. If you find them valuable, then maybe somebody else that you know and care about would find them valuable too. And as always, we got a lot of great stuff going on over at the website, taijifit.net. I got all the information down in the description box below here. Come on over and check us out. There's a ton of stuff that we're doing that's free, so this is not a pitch to buy anything or subscribe, put down your credit card or anything like that. We got a lot of free stuff over there, as well as more advanced classes. So come on over to the website and check that out. Tomorrow will be another lesson, another video. Hopefully we'll have worked out some of the planning and it will all be apparent in the next video. But in the meantime, I just want to let you know how much I appreciate you and what an inspiration you have been for me to make them better. So thanks. See you in the next lesson.